glare really sucks right here. Let me see if I can stop that glare. Oh, can't stop it. Anyway, oh, there we go. Rise and grind, boys and girls. Rise and grind. Enrique here. In today's video, we're going to talk about the truck, talk about everything that's been going on. So, jump into the seat and let's go. California, and I thought I'd jump on real quick. I've been gone for a little bit. Kind of really haven't posted any videos. I've been pretty much running the same lane, going from Texas to Ontario, Fontana area in California and back. So hasn't really been anything exciting other than, just running the same lanes. Last couple weeks I've been going up to Oklahoma and then grabbing a load and coming down from Oklahoma. Been doing a lot of TQL loads lately. There's a lot of changes coming. I don't want to tell you just yet. I don't want to jinx myself, but there's some big changes coming. Family's good, everybody's good. Yeah, that's pretty much everything that's going on. That's kind of why, to be honest, that's kind of why I haven't really been on here posting any videos. Because, like I said, it's I-10. I-10 all the way from San Antonio to California. I've been hauling loads for Nissan. Basically 30,000 pounds of top ramen is what I've been hauling for the last 3 weeks coming back from California for TQL. TQL's been giving me some really good loads. Loads out of Texas to California don't really pay that well. I've been averaging like $2,300 to go about 1,360 miles, which, you do the math, it's not that great. But the loads coming out of California pay really good. And I've been averaging about 5,200 gross line haul to go from Ontario, Glendale, Brea, that whole area, to Oklahoma, or going back to San Antonio, Waco, Temple. So, I know that California is a port state, so there's a lot of freight coming into the ports there, and then it goes from there across the country. But, Texas has a lot of freight too, and I don't know if it's the drivers in Texas that are taking cheap freight or what, but man, it's like pulling teeth. I tried to book a load this week and they told me 1,500 for, now keep in mind, the loads are light. I've been hauling no more than 15,000 pounds. But I was told that it's light, so it's only worth 1,500. Now we all know the trucking game, there's no way that the brokers are losing money if, you know, they're paying the carrier $1,500. There's no way. But that's the game, and it's crazy. I figured Texas was going to be more lucrative coming out, but it's not. So it's almost worth it to at least stay out for 2 weeks and take a cheap load to California, and then grab a load and go to the Midwest, and then grab a load and go back to California, and then grab another load coming out of California, then to go home, because it's the less freight that you got to haul out of Texas, the more money it seems like you can make. That's just my opinion, of course. I've been on Coyote's board, the DAP board, JB Hunt's board, TQL's board, bunch of boards, and it's just freight's not paying great to come out of Texas. So sometimes you got to take the good with the bad. You know, you got to do what works best for you. I'm still learning, of course, so, you know, there's some bumps and bruises, but there's some really big changes coming ahead, and probably, I don't know, probably within the next 2 weeks, I'm going to reveal all what the big changes are. So let's touch on a few things. Let's touch on what's going on with my truck. So some of my other videos, I've been having, you know, I've told you guys I've been having problems with the outlet knock sensor. Well, I finally told my mechanic Dave to just buy another knock sensor. I don't care if Rush truck parts will give me a credit for it or not. At this point, I'm sick of dealing with it. So my mechanic Dave ordered another knock sensor, which is actually a Detroit part. It's not brand new. It's remanufactured because, you know, as you know, the parts supply here in America sucks right now. So he put it in, and this is my, knock on wood, this is my third trip, and the knock sensor has not been activated, or has not through an error code, which is super awesome, because when that outlet knock sensor is having problems, my fuel mileage goes way down. And I probably, on the average, lost about 120 miles per fill-up. Now, you guys know, if you're out here on the road, you know fuel is stupid expensive. And so, when you're losing 120 miles per fill-up, and you're filling up 3 times a week to make that trek to California and back, that's some money. That's money going right out the window. So, we went ahead and put Dave put a new remanufactured knock sensor in, an actual Freightliner Detroit product. Been working killer. There's a couple little things that I still need to do, you know, preventive maintenance stuff. But overall, the truck's been running really, really solid. The other thing I realized is there's an oil shortage in America. So last week I ran to Ontario, and there's a TA in Ontario that I was going to have my oil changed. I've had my oil change there before, so I planned to be there overnight, so I was going to get my oil changed while I was there. I get there, I check in. They asked me if I brought my own oil, which I thought was kind of weird, you know. So I said, no, I didn't bring my own oil. And they told me that they didn't have any oil, that there's an oil shortage. So I thought to myself, what? You know, never ever heard of that before. Never seen that before. But as you all know, things have been kind of crazy out here. This last 2021 was crazy for us all around, but really out here in the trucking industry, it's been crazy. So I went ahead and picked up my load, and I figured, you know what, I'll get an oil change on the way home. So I was heading to Oklahoma, so I took 40 across, and I called 10 different places. I called Love Speed Co. I called TAs, Petros, Flying J's, Pilots, and every single one of them coming across told me the same thing, that there was an oil shortage and they couldn't get oil, and an oil filter shortage and fuel filter shortage. So as I'm coming across Arizona, New Mexico, I called TA in Amarillo, Texas, and the really cool lady, she said she had one fuel filter. Now, part of the reason why I needed an oil change super bad was I had a error code come up on my dashboard that looked like a filter, and it looked like it had a gas pump, or diesel pump, and a filter underneath of it. So I looked it up on the internet, and it said that basically I was having issues with my fuel filter, and it could be clogged, it could be malfunctioning, and I had to try to get a fuel filter. So of course, you know these places, it's first come, first serve. I couldn't reserve the fuel filter, so I just hauled ass all the way to Amarillo. And I get there, and I'm checking in, and I got reserved the oil filter and the fuel filter, and they had the Rotella, the T6 Shell Rotella, which is what I wanted. They said they didn't have any other oil but that, which was, I'm fine with that. And then there was a gentleman that came in right after me, and he was standing there as I'm checking in. And when he went up to the counter, the lady said she didn't have any more fuel filters or oil filters for this Freightliner DD15 Detroit. So I got lucky. So I got my oil changed, and I hauled ass to Oklahoma, dropped that load, and then picked up a load out of Oklahoma and had a delivery in Austin at a Home Depot on Tuesday. So, man, it is hard. It's hard out here. You know, a lot of people think that we just steer the truck and everything's good and we're making all this money, but it's not that easy. Now, knowing that there's an oil shortage, you know, I have to be very diligent of planning out my oil changes. And like I said, I thought maybe it was just California, but it's not. I couldn't get an oil change in Arizona, and I couldn't get an oil change in New Mexico. I had to go all the way to Amarillo. And of course, keep in mind I was on 40. So, yeah, it was crazy difficult. But the good news is the truck's running great, knock on wood. I just knocked on my head. Truck's running great. Getting pretty decent fuel economy. I need to get this my ECM programmed, and hopefully try to get better, more power and a better fuel economy. But overall, things have been not too bad on that front, other than, you know, part shortages and oil shortages and those things. But yeah, everything else is going pretty good. I'm having some issues lately with the company that I'm leased on to. I've been refused by brokers to be able to run for specific brokers due to them saying that the company I'm leased on to is overbooking, double booking their loads, poor safety rating, not having DOT inspections up to date. And to be honest, it's been like 12 different brokers in the last 2 months that I've lost some loads with. Pretty decent paying loads too. But you know, that comes with, I guess, when you're leased onto a company, because you can only control what you do. You can only control how you run your business. You can only control that you're on time, and you're on time to your receivers, and you're on time with your shippers, and you're on time, you know, your paperwork straight, and all those things. You can only control you and your truck. So, but it is what it is. So that's about it. That's about it for this video. Just want to give an update on the truck, and just let everybody know that I think we got some bugs worked out. We got some bugs still to work out, but as you guys all know, man, it's a process. It's a process for these trucks. You know, these trucks are tools. You know, and sometimes you got to invest a lot of money. And trust me, man, last year I invested a lot of money into this truck, and hopefully soon I'll start seeing some real dividends from it. But there you go. I hope everybody's having a great week, and I'll talk to everybody soon and see about posting some more videos. Go ahead and hit that like button if you like this video. Subscribe if you haven't. If you are subscribed, I appreciate you coming back and waiting around for these videos. I know there's a bunch of us making videos, and there's a bunch of guys out there that, you know, probably make better videos than I do, but I'm trying to keep it real out here, and I'll talk at you guys later. Peace.